Hello, how can I help you today?
Hey, what do you guys do?
Great question. So, here at SunPower Solutions, we specialize in solar energy solutions for homes and businesses. That means we handle everything from designing and installing solar panel systems to maintenance and repairs. We also offer consultations to help you figure out the best solar setup for your needs, and we can walk you through all the incentives and rebates available. Is there something specific you were interested in, like getting panels installed or maybe just learning more about how solar could work for your place?
Yeah, I'm interested in knowing at least what is the average price for a new solar for my roof.
Absolutely, I can help with that. So, the average price for a new solar panel system really depends on a few things, like the size of your roof, your energy usage, and the type of panels you go with. But just to give you a ballpark, most homeowners end up spending somewhere between $15,000 and $30,000 before any tax credits or incentives. After those incentives, the price can drop quite a bit. If you want, we can set up a free consultation where someone can take a look at your roof and give you a more accurate estimate. Would you
Yeah,
like to schedule something like that?
yeah, let's do that. What is your earliest availability?
Let me just check our earliest availability for you. All right, so looking at our schedule, the earliest we can get you in is Monday the 27th. We have 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. available that day. Would either of those times work for you?
Yes, 7 a.m. works for me.
Perfect. I've got you down for 7 a.m. on Monday the 27th. Could I get your full name and phone number to lock in your appointment?
Yeah, my full name is Joseph Smith and my phone number is 123-123-1234.
Give me a sec while I get you scheduled for 7 a.m. on Monday, Joseph. All right, Joseph, you're all set for your solar consultation at 7 a.m. on Monday the 27th. If you have any other questions or need to make changes, just let me know.
Yeah,
Otherwise, we'll see you then.
yeah, you know what? Let's reschedule that for 11 a.m.
Sure, I can help you reschedule that. Let me check if 11 a.m. is available on Monday the 27th. All right, 11 a.m. is open. Perfect. Let me just cancel your old appointment and get you scheduled for 11 a.m. instead. Give me just a moment. All done. You're all set for 11 a.m. on Monday the 27th instead of your original 7 a.m. appointment. If you need to make any more changes or have questions, just let me know.
Yeah, you know what? Let's cancel that appointment. I'll have to call you back.
No problem, Joseph. I'll go ahead and cancel your 11 a.m. appointment for you. All right, your appointment has been canceled. Thank you so much for calling SunPower Solutions, Joseph. You have a great day.
Alright, so that's exactly what you will be learning today, how to set up this appointment setter for your Outlook calendar. This is very simple. We will be using just three platforms essentially to make this happen. The first platform will be Retail AI, which is the platform where we will be building the voice AI agent. The second platform will be NNN, which is the backend for basically connecting the voice agent and your Microsoft Outlook calendar. And the third platform will be obviously your calendar in Outlook. So in the description of this video, you can find both links to log in into Retail AI and NNN if you haven't done that before. And you will get also a free trial account for 14 days with some free credits. So once you have logged in into your Retail AI account, if you haven't created any agent, this section right here will be empty. So you will not have any agents. All you have to do is click on create an agent, and then you have to select voice agent. After that, the only thing you need to do is click on single prompt agent. And finally, click on create right here. Once you have created your agent, you have to give it a prompt, right? And I have covered best practices when it comes to creating prompts using Markdown format in my previous videos. I will link that at the end of this video as well. You can use ChatGPT to create that prompt. I created this agent for a solar company, but this agent can be for any type of business that you're planning to create it for. So go to your browser, type in ChatGPT, and you can simply give it a prompt like, please create me a prompt for a solar company using markdown format. And then after that, it will spit out this prompt right here. And again, you can basically create this message after reviewing my previous video with the right and best practices when it comes to markdown format. Include that in the message, and then it will create you a better prompt. So once you have done that, you're gonna copy the prompt, paste it right here in this section, and then the last step will be adding some functions to the agent. Functions are basically tools that the agent will have access to perform different activities in other platforms, such as your Microsoft Outlook. So once you have created your prompt using either ChatGPT or Claude or whatever AI assistant you prefer, you need to make sure that the prompt has access to 4 different functions. The first one is called end call. With this function right here, we are able to tell the agent to terminate the call whenever it deems appropriate. The second function is cancel event. Third function is check calendar, and the last function is book event. So basically, we are equipping the agent to perform all the necessary actions to cancel, book, reschedule, and schedule an event in your Microsoft Outlook calendar. This is what the prompt looks like. Again, make sure that you're using best practices when it comes to markdown, headers, dashes, quotation marks. All of this is covered in my previous video. Let's go ahead and cover how you can create all these tools right here, these functions. The first one is a built-in function, which is called end call. So all you have to do is click on this button right here that is called add, and then select end call. Then you can leave the same name. Description is not necessary because it's very intuitive for the agent. It understands that this function will be used to terminate the call. Then the last 3 functions are custom functions. So click on add and click on the last option right here that is called custom function. Then you have to give it a name, description, endpoint, and this section right here, which is in blank, is where you will paste the JSON schema. The JSON schema is basically just parameters or information that the agent is gathering within the call and is passing to the backend, in this case NNN, to perform the action in your calendar. For example, the start date of the event, the name of the caller, the phone number of the caller, and then you can add any parameters that you want within this schema. Again, you can go back to your browser into ChatGPT and say, please create me a full JSON schema that will contain or that will gather 3 different parameters: phone number, name, and email address as required. You don't have to know how to code. All you have to do is prompt an AI assistant, and you'll be able to just copy this right here and paste it back into this box. Now you can see that I got an error right here that says no schema with key. All you have to do to fix this is go all the way to the top and remove this line right here, which is called schema. And then the error is gone. And then you'll be able to click on save and create your custom function. Now, for canceling the event, that's the name that I gave it. Cancel event description is use this tool to cancel an existing event in the calendar. And then the endpoint is basically the place where we will be sending these parameters or information from the call to the backend. Same for check the calendar. The only thing that is changing is the name, description, the endpoint is the same, the schema, and then click on update. And the last one is book event, description, endpoint, schema, click on update. Now, if we go into NNN, once you have login, if you haven't created any workflows before, this section right here will be empty. And all you have to do is click on create workflow right here. Once you click on create workflow, you will get to this screen. You will not have any of this. So you will click on the plus sign and type in webhook. This will be the first step of the workflow. You click on webhook and then you will get to this screen. You can name it whatever you want here in the path, or you can leave it by default. Clicking here on the link, and then you will be able to see this message that says URL copied. So once you see this message, I'm clicking it many times so you can see it. You will go back to Retail AI, click on the pen for each custom function that we created, and you will paste it right here in this section for each custom function. So after you have done that for cancel event, do the same for check calendar and do the same for book event as well. Paste it right here. And then finally click on update. The next step will be creating a switch node. So again, you will click on the plus sign on the right side of the screen, and then you will type in switch. I'm telling the agent that if within the body of the JSON that I'm passing from Retail AI to NNN, it's equal to check calendar, it'll go up this branch right here that is called check calendar. But if the JSON body is equal to book event, then it will go to this branch that is called book in calendar. And finally, if the JSON body name is equal to cancel event, it will go down to this path right here. Now, let's go ahead and cover each path and see how this performs in action. The next step after confirming that the JSON body name is equal to check calendar is going to be getting all the events of your Outlook calendar. Click on the plus sign on the right side of the screen and you will type in Outlook and you will select get many events. So you will scroll down and you will select this option right here, get many events. Click where it says create a new credential and then click on connect my account. Once you have logged in with your email, you will get this message, account connected. The next step will be making sure that the resource is equal to event, the operation is equal to get many. You select your calendar from list and make sure that return all is toggled and the output is going to be simplified. After this step is executed, this node will give you all the busy time that your calendar has with all the event information. Then the next step will be a code node. Click on the plus sign on the screen, type in code, and tell ChatGPT or any AI assistant to create you a JavaScript code that will clean out the busy time and will just give you the available time within your calendar. And that's going to be the response that you will send back to the voice agent. And to send that back to the voice agent, all you have to do is click on the plus sign on the right side of the screen and type in webhook and select respond to webhook. And that's it. That is this step right here where I am just dragging the output of the code and I'm putting it into the response that I'm sending back to the voice agent. Now let's move on to the booking calendar branch and see how that is done. This section is very easy actually. All you have to do is click on the plus sign on the right side of the screen, type in Outlook again, and you have to select create an event. And you will scroll down until you see this option right here. Click on that one and you will see a screen like this. Your account that you already connected to NNN will be selected by default. The next step will be making sure that the resource is equal to event, operation is equal to create. The same calendar where you checked the availability in the previous branch has to be the same right here where it says from list. And then the title can be whatever you want. Right now, what I did is a combination of strings and the variable to then filter out the right calendar for the color. So what I did is give it a very static title, roof inspection, but this can be changed based on the service needed from the color, which is going to be a variable that you can gather within the JSON schema of the custom function right here. So for example, in the book event, you will be able to create here another object for gathering the service needed that the caller is requesting in this part. So for now, I just made it simple, equal to roof inspection all the time, fun, and then I'm just dragging the result from the webhook that you can see right here on the left side of the screen. And I'm just dragging this variable and putting it into the box. The output will look something like this. And then the starting end time, it's also being gathered from the voice AI agent. And all I'm doing is dragging that information and putting it into the box for the start time. Now for the end time, all I'm doing is first of all converting it into date time format. And then I'm adding 30 minutes. And you can change this to be an hour or more than an hour based on how much time you think that type of event will last. Finally, the time zone, I am in EST, so make sure that that will be equal to your Outlook calendar time zone as well. The last step will be another respond to webhook. Click on the plus sign on the right side of the screen, type in webhook and select respond to webhook. And that's what I'm passing back to the voice AI agent, telling it if the event was booked successfully or if it was not. Now let's review the cancel event branch real quick. This branch is very simple. We have only 3 steps. The first step for this branch, after making sure that the JSON body name is equal to cancel event, will be as the first branch. The first step was getting all the events, same right here. We are getting all the events as well. The only difference is that we're adding a filter query, and you will have that option right here at the bottom of the node. And I'm telling it, okay, let's look at all the events that we just queried in this node and just give me back the event that has the caller's phone number. That way we are not getting 20 or 30 events, we're just getting 1. Now for the next step, all I'm doing is deleting the event that we found with the caller phone number. So click on the plus sign on the right side of the screen and type in Outlook again. And you need to locate the one that is called delete an event. So scroll down and select this one right here, delete an event. You can do it by URL from the list or ID. It's better to do it by ID because the ID is being provided by the previous node. So it's this one right here. It will be the second object or the second option. And all you have to do is just drag it and drop it in this box. And after doing that, you will get a message saying whether it was successful or if it was not. So this will be equal to true or false. And that is exactly the same message that you're passing back to the voice agent in the respond to webhook node right here. And this is basically how you create a voice AI agent appointment setter to your Microsoft Outlook.